So creationists, you say there is microevolution that causes small changes within a kind, but you cannot change kinds. As evolution propagates beneficial mutations and weeds out detrimental mutations, a population of animals changes slowly from one generation to the next. This is what you refer to as microevolution. The average individual from one generation to the next changes very little. It's like adding a grain of sand to a pile of sand. The pile for your generation does not look much different than the pile from your parents' generation or your grandparents' generation. 2 more grains of sand on a pile of sand go unnoticed. But what if you look back hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of generations? You would definitely notice a difference then. Now think about this. If you have a population of animals, any beneficial mutations that occur in that population will slowly become the norm. But what if that population gets split into 2 smaller populations? I will refer to them as Pop A and Pop B. Each of the 2 populations will have their own beneficial mutations, and since 2 populations are separate, Pop A's mutations will not spread to Pop B, and Pop B's mutations will not spread to Pop A. Both populations start out the same, but they are both changing. If the 2 populations live in different environments, that is, different dangers, different sources of food, and different climates, then a mutation that would be beneficial to one of the populations could be detrimental to the other. Separation and the resulting independent evolution leads to the 2 populations becoming different species from each other and from their common ancestors. After tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of generations, these 2 populations are very different from each other. There is absolutely nothing stopping them from being different kinds from one another and from their common ancestors. Long ago, monkey populations split and one population became apes. Apes also had their splits, that is, branches in the tree of life, and one population of apes had mutations that occurred over millions of years to become bipedal, less hairy, and flatter faced. They had weaker jaw muscles that made more space for a bigger brain. More splits made several species of humans, all of which are extinct now except us. We can look at mutations in genes and construct a family tree. Our closest living relatives are chimps and bonobos. Further back, gorillas. Further back still, orangutans. Then gibbons, then the Old World monkeys, then the New World monkeys. Then tarsiers, then lemurs, then tree shrews, then bats. Yes, I said bats. Just a few more common ancestors back and we come to our common ancestor with the majority of placental mammals. An ancestor to us, to the dogs and cats we keep as pets, and to the cows and pigs many of us eat. If you go back far enough, you can come to a common ancestor with every form of eukaryote life, including plants. Yes, you are distantly related to your dinner salad as well. So if you think carrots and humans are the same kind, then maybe you can say that evolution cannot create new kinds. But I doubt you would think that. Do not use that ridiculous premise that if evolution is true, there should be hybrids between 2 forms of modern animals. No modern animals came from each other. They came from a common ancestor millions or billions of years in the past, and if you trace one of them back to that common ancestor and then trace forward to the other modern animal, you will find hundreds or thousands of splits. Reality trumps mythology.